Hello. Today we are going to explain tone of a text. First, let's try to understand what do we mean by tone. In general, tone means the way or style of expressing feeling or attitude of a speaker, whether it is pronounced or written. Let's come to tone in literature, which we have to focus in our lesson. Tone is the author's attitude towards the audience, the subject, or the character. So, tone means the way the writer expresses his feeling towards certain situation. How can we know tone? Tone is expressed through the words and details the author selects. To determine the tone of the author, you must notice how these words and details are used within the writing. So we have to be careful while reading any piece of writing for the diction or the terminology the writer has used in his writing to distinguish which tone he used. What are the types of tones? Mainly, there are two types of tone. Tone number one, when the writer is objective. What do I mean by objective tone? It means the writer is neutral, the writer is unbiased, or showing no emotion or no point of view in his writing. So he is only stating facts as they are. So he's serious, he's neutral. The second type of tone is subjective tone. What does it mean? It means that the writer showing feelings whether they are positive or negative, whether he is sad or happy, whether he is angry or curious, what type of that, whether he is with or against something. So he shows his point of view toward certain topic. So the two general types of tone are objective and subjective. We usually have subjective tone when we include feelings, okay? Let's try to guess tone of a text from a given paragraph. Let's try to begin first with the following statement, which each express different attitudes about a shabby apartment, okay? Let's have this sentence. This place may be shabby, but since both of my children were born while we lived here, it has a special place in my heart. So, can we guess what tone if the writer has used in this sentence? So as we said, we have to look for the words used and the diction. And this one, we would call it's sentimental. Why? Since the writer has used this sentence, it has a special place in my heart, which shows his feeling. Okay, so it expresses tender emotion. So the writer is here sentimental. Let's have another one. This isn't the greatest apartment in the world, but it's not really that bad. Here, the writer is tolerant. Why? He said it is not really that bad, and he is showing that in the first part it is not the greatest apartment. So these are two opposite ideas, but he is fair with that. He's tolerant with that. So since he has used not really that bad, it shows that the writer accepts the situation while recognizing that it could be better. So he understands both sides of the coin. In the third sentence, if only there were some decent jobs out there, I wouldn't be reduced to living in this miserable dump. We have to be careful to the two parts within this sentence. We have the word miserable dump, which shows negativity. And we have the first one, if only there were some jobs. So he is wishing something, but he's feeling sad about himself. So the writer's tone is bitter. So since the writer resents a situation that forces him or her to live in a miserable dump, which he dislikes, so his tone, is bitter. Let's come to more detailed explanation. We had the explanation within one sentence. Let's have it as a paragraph. He approached the task with sheer determination. He had studied his plans carefully, spent hours preparing, and was sure of his approach. The hours he spent practicing were grueling and exhausting, but he was ready. This was the year he would win the pie eating contest at school. As we said, in order to distinguish which tone did the writer use, we have to be careful for the diction used, okay? So, according to the author's description, what is the tone of this text? We have to come back to this and start highlighting the words he used. He used sheer determination. He used carefully, preparing, practicing, ruling, exhausting, ready. All these words shows persistence. All these words shows hard work. All these words focus on being serious, being formal, being focused. So the writer's tone in this one is serious, is focused, is formal, since he has used the terminology relevant to this tone, and he shows persistence. Another detailed example. Would you be so kind as to help me with my groceries? Asked the elderly woman. Not a problem, ma'am, replied the young man. I'd be happy to help. So, is in this sentence, what is the writer's own according to the author's description? We have to be careful, for the terminology. Let's observe she has used the word so kind and help me, and the man said no problem, ma'am, and be happy. All these are positive words. Not only positive, they are polite. So in this one, the tone is polite as the dialogue relays the tone. As you can see, he is replying in which manner? Politely. He's so kind in his answer. These are some commonly used tone words. Some of them express positive tone, others express negative tone, according to the writer's tone within a given text. If the writer is giving silly information or acting silly within his speech, then the writer's tone is absurd. If the writer is unsure or undecided of something or of his emotion or his point of view, we would say that the writer or tone is ambivalent. If the writer is entertained or having some fun or showing some laugh, we would say that the writer's tone is amused. Sometimes the writer is mad or he is tempered, we would say he's angry. Sometimes the writer is just making fun of something or he is trying to make you laugh. So the writer's tone is comic. Sometimes the writer is simply is being objective, so the writer's tone is objective or neutral. Other times the writer is so kind or being polite, he would be called gentle. Have a quick look over these words and try to study them by heart in order to have enough terminology to express the tone of a text. And watch out your tone and words to convey the true meaning you meant. Hope that this was helpful, and try to read the handout and solve the questions in order to find whether you have mastered the skill or not, and try always to search for justification for the tone you chose.